Okay, seeing a ton of questions.
This is going to be a little bit of a late release because Jillian Michaels put this video out about 2 weeks ago. But let's talk about the stuff this clown has to say. The Biggest Loser contestant, where everybody has basically gained their weight back, and starvation diets and everything else. And let's hear what she has to say about intermittent fasting and see how accurate it is. Remember, this is the same woman that buys into keto products and sponsors keto products with Josh Axe and their fraudulent way of doing things, but then she got online and talked about how bad keto was and how it could do all these things to you and make your crotch rot out and everything else. Yeah, this is the same fraud that's been doing all this that wants to give people advice on intermittent fasting. So let's let her speak.
Okay, seeing a ton of questions about intermittent fasting. So let's talk about it. First thing we have to address is, what does fasting actually mean? So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking fasting is synonymous with not eating or dramatically reducing your calories, which it isn't. Fasting is simply a period of time where you're not eating. It doesn't mean you're eating less, which isn't a bad thing if you're trying to lose weight, but it's a very separate issue, okay?
So calories being ingested while in a fasted state is not fasting. I do have to agree with that to an extent. But reducing calories isn't a bad thing unless you're trying to lose weight, as if fasting doesn't work. Fasting is one of the most healing ways to lose weight and work on insulin resistance, reverse type 2 diabetes, all types of conditions. But this clown says that it's not a bad thing with restricting calories if you're not trying to. So you just rebound and you gain all the weight back following it her way, like all the contestants did that she had on The Biggest Loser, right? Because reducing the amount that you eat is going to work, but the quality of food, not so much. And it just seems like she's a clown overall. She's not even, everything in her life is the exact opposite from one moment to the next, and then it's changed and reversed back to she's a clown. Let's continue.
Okay. So intermittent fasting has been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's actually called breakfast, otherwise known as breaking the fast. Now, what is intermittent fasting good for? It's good for immunity, anti-aging, and overall health. And the reason is because when we create a period of the day where we're not eating, did I mention I have a parrot that's squawking in the background?
I think I would rather listen to her parrot talk in the video and let her squawk in the background.
When we create a period of the day where we're not eating, and a day is 24 hours, right? So overnight is going to be the best period of time to do that. You're freeing your body up to do housekeeping. And there's some real fancy terms for this called autophagy, right? Which is a process where the body culls dead and senescent tissue. Some of it gets reused, some of it gets flushed out. Another thing called apoptosis, which has to do with cells dying and reproducing and replicating themselves. We don't even need to get into it. I wrote a whole book about it with a bunch of scientists called The 6 Keys, so just trust me.
So I should trust you because you wrote a book with scientists, just like I trusted you when you were talking bad about the keto diet, but yet you were on Josh Axe's YouTube channel, podcast, talking about how healing and beneficial the keto diet can be. It's kind of interesting how you ask me to trust you, but yet you're a flip-flopper and constantly don't stick to anything. And you're constantly being caught up all the time, lying about stuff.
Benefits your body's immunity and your anti-aging. Helps you stay younger longer, right? Because it's optimizing those two processes amongst other things. And it's freeing your body up to focus on that. Whereas your metabolic pathways, which are the pathways in your body that sense nutrients. So carbohydrates and protein in particular get sensed by these metabolic pathways, and they slow down your body's housekeeping because they're so busy going, oh my gosh, we have all these nutrients, they're coming in constantly, and so often that we need to focus on breaking these foods down
Actually, the reason these processes get slowed down and reduced to the minimum effect because autophagy is going on all the time is because insulin is being secreted. So once that hormone starts to come up based on food that's being ingested, the other ones slow down. It doesn't directly relate to the amount of carbs and protein that are coming to the body initially. It's your body knowing that it has something coming in food-wise. Insulin has to be secreted, which slows down these other pathways before it even realizes what's going on with the rest of it. It's your body's enzymatic process of responding to ingesting food that slows these other processes down before it even knows exactly what's going on. So your explanation is way off here.
And it doesn't get into autophagy or housekeeping in the way that it could or should. So intermittent fasting is really good for those things, right? Staying your most healthy, vital self for as long as possible, boosting immunity, but it isn't actually good for weight loss. That's just not true. The only thing that works for weight loss is...
Let me guess, you're going to feed us with some standard American diet, big pharma, big brother type recommendation, right? It's going to be calories in versus calories out. I know that's exactly what you're going to do. Why? Not only because I watched the video ahead of time, because that's what all you clowns do. And then you contradict yourself, which you're going to end up doing in the video anyway. Calories in versus calories out does not work with somebody that's metabolically affected by years of eating carbohydrates and sugar and processed foods and stuff like that. Calories in versus calories out is the last thing that you should even be focusing on. It's the quality of food that you're putting in your mouth, not the quantity of food you should be putting in your mouth. And knowing what cycling is via food cycling, or what your body knowing when to start eating and stop eating based on signaling from hormones and things like that. This whole explanation is trash.
Calories in, calories out. Doesn't matter how healthy the food is. The quality of your food has to do with fighting off disease, staying younger longer, boosting endurance. But ultimately, a calorie is a unit of energy, okay? There are calories in your food. Doesn't matter how healthy the calories are.
You clown. What a clown show. It doesn't matter how healthy the calories are. Just put whatever you want on your body. Just do more work, and then you'll burn the extra calories, and then you don't have to worry about gaining weight, right? No. This is a clown putting on a clown show. No. Wrong. I've tried all that. Most of us have tried all that. Most of us have been exposed to years of carbohydrate and sugar abuse that we cannot follow these recommendations because we will not heal that way. We will not lose weight that way. We're going to binge and fall off the wagon and stuff that way. Setting yourself up for success by eating good quality foods and listening to your body say, okay, I'm done. Enough eating right now. Good quality food is not going to put the weight on you. I don't care what. She's a clown. She's a fitness industry clown that needs people to subscribe and pay her way through life.
If you eat more energy than your body burns in a day, you'll store that energy as fat. Period. End of story. A perfect example of this would be an animal like a bear. I don't think bears could eat better. I mean, let's think about it. What are they doing? They're catching wild salmon. They're eating berries and fruits and all this healthy stuff off the land, and they can pack on enough fat to hibernate for months at a time. So think about that, right? If we want to lose weight, it actually doesn't really matter when you consume your calories. It just matters how much you're consuming and how much you're burning. The quality of those calories has to do with how long you're going to live, how healthy you're going to be.
You go. She's done it again. It doesn't matter the calories that you put into your mouth. As long as you just burn more and eat less, you're going to lose weight. But quality's not so much important because you don't want to live longer. You don't want to be healthier and stuff because the quality of it is not the aspect. We want now gratification. We want to calories in versus calories out because Jillian Michael says so and die when we're 50 years old, right? Because she just got through saying you can eat whatever you want, just eat less of it. But the part that matters is the quality of it so you can live longer and you can be healthier. But you know what? Let's just focus on calories in versus calories out. I'll let her end the show here, guys. Thanks for watching. And what a clown. I don't know how many people, I don't know how she's lasted so long in the fitness industry. She is a straight clown.
And then the timing of those things can help you feel fuller for longer. So I recommend the following, right? I recommend eating every 3 to 4 hours. So what this does is it automatically gives you an overnight fast period of minimum 12, maximum 16 fasting hours in your 24-hour period. So if you get up and you have breakfast, right? Then 3 to 4 hours later, you either have lunch or a snack. These are 2 interchangeable meals. I often usually do a snack after my breakfast, and then I have a bigger lunch later in the day, so I eat less at dinner. So 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have my snack. 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have a late lunch. 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have my dinner, and then I don't eat again for 12 to 13 hours. And that's it. That is the answer.